No idea what he's going to say. He did a press conference, came back, and this was the news that he gave, that his starting quarterback is done for the season.
Not good news. On the second to last play in overtime, Bo fractured a bone in his right ankle. He's scheduled to have surgery this week, which will put him out for the rest of the season. Steady's ready to go. And it was the second to last play before he threw the pass to Mims.
You just said Stiddy's going to be ready. We've seen him in bits and pieces here in the preseason. And
I would say this in fairness to what you've seen, which is very limited. He's ready. He's ready. Like I said this at the beginning of the season, I feel like I've got a two that's capable of starting for a handful of number of teams. And I know he feels the same way. So watch out. Just watch.
Well, Stiddy is Jarrett Stidham, the backup quarterback there in Denver. We'll talk about him in a moment. But so Denver has this great win. They're going to be at home again, but now they don't have their starting quarterback. How much of a blow, despite what we just heard from Sean Payton, how much of a blow is this to their chances to go to the Super Bowl?
It's a huge blow. It's one of those things where it seemed like you won the battle but lost the war, because Bo Nix played a phenomenal game, and the one thing that Bo Nix has done so well this season, he's played his best football at the most important points during the game. Late in games, he's been at his best. And clearly in this game, he played in the fourth quarter in overtime. Bo Nix was dealing. He was dealing out there. And so to go out here and win the game in that fashion, only to find out that my guy broke his ankle and now is out for the year, like, that is crushing in the locker room. I don't care how you slice it. It is crushing to those guys in the locker room.
And clearly it's not a devastating break, because he was still walking afterwards, did an interview, but just a fracture in the ankle, but it's significant enough that they're going to have to shut him down.
But he's a pretty tough guy, right? He got up from that play where he broke his ankle.
Yeah.
And you could not tell he was hurt at all.
But you know what? Listen, I've been in a situation where I tore my Achilles actually during a last-minute drive, and the adrenaline just takes over. And I went back and looked at that play multiple times. He was just kind of like jogging back,
right?
Like it was nothing. I didn't even notice anything that would have led me to believe this dude is seriously hurt.
Yeah, and as Michael said, and then he did the full interview with Tracy Wolfson afterwards, didn't mention it, just, very proud of our table. He's got a broken ankle and he's doing this whole thing. So we just spent a lot of time gushing about the Seahawks. It's a tale of 2 1 seeds here. Seattle looks pretty well set up going into next week. The Denver Broncos, they'll be at home next week. What chance do you give them either against the Texans or the Patriots with Jarrett Stidham, by the way, a former Patriot?
Listen, it's a blow. There's no slicing there's no talking one way or the other. It's a blow when you don't have your starting quarterback out there. And by the way, Jarrett Stidham, I don't think the last time he played meaningful game was in 2023.
He hadn't thrown a pass since the 2023 season. It was actually in January 24, and it was an interception.
Correct.
Yeah. So he hadn't thrown a pass in a game.
Think about it. That's where we're at. Yeah. Going into the AFC Championship
2 seasons without a pass.
Yeah, right. You're going up against either New England or Houston. Both of those teams have elite defenses. Yeah. So this is the challenge that Sean Payton and company is facing going into the AFC Championship game.
Now, it's no surprise here that the Broncos actually came into Saturday 7-1 to win the Super Bowl. But now, plus 370 following the win. But then all of a sudden the news came around that Bo Nix was hurt, and the odds jumped even longer than they were to start the day. That's not a real surprise, right? Because your starting quarterback is not going to be there for the most important game of the season to this point. Let's show you how this entire game played out, though, because as David said earlier, it was a seesaw affair. We jumped to the fourth quarter. The Broncos are down 27-23 with a minute to go. Nix looking for Marvin Mims Jr.
Look at this pass.
How good was that?
That's an absolute seed. I mean, he dropped that right in the bucket, and Marvin Mims Jr. just held on to it. Great play.
So that gave Denver a 30-27 lead. But you had time for Josh Allen and the Bills to respond. All they need is a field goal to force overtime. He connects with Khalil Shakir, and then the lateral to Ray Davis. He gains 27 yards on that play, and that was sneaky good.
That play right there, that's a Ben Johnson special. Coaches steal plays all the time. I've seen Ben Johnson run that many times.
So, a couple plays later, it's 4th and 10, and that is Matt Prater from 50 yards, and that was right down the middle. We head to overtime. Now, after a failed Broncos drive, the Bills get the ball, and they can win it if they score. Touchdown, field goal, whatever it is. Allen looking deep here for Brandon Cooks, and he had his man beat, but the ball is underthrown. Cooks comes up with it, but then Jaquan McMillan rips it away from him for the interception.
That is an interception. That is like, you have to not only catch it, but control it when you hit the ground. He does not control it when he hits the ground.
And so McMillan comes up with it. So that's a huge play for Denver. Sean McDermott didn't agree with it, but that's the rule. So Knicks and the Broncos, they go down. Now, obviously, they win if with a score. And on that play right there, flags come out. Looking for Cortland Sutton, but Taron Johnson is called for pass interference. Now, early on, it looked like Sutton was actually holding Johnson's arm, but the official saw it the other way, and Josh Allen can sort of see the opportunity slipping away. The very next play, there's Knicks.
This is the play.
There's the keeper, goes down, a loss, but again, pops up.
Look.
Just didn't realize at the time that's where you suffered the injury.
Yeah, exactly. And you see it right here. You're trying to utilize Bo Nix's legs, and it ultimately cost Bo Nix his season.
All right, so what do? You try to go down and get a little more room, looking for the score, and guess what? Another pass interference. This was on Tre'Davious White. Allen upset because he knows all they need to do is kick a field goal, and the Bills' season is over. Will Lutz comes on from 24 yards out. Now, obviously, Allen a little upset. He threw the helmet. At that point, the flag didn't matter. It's a chip shot from 24 yards, and the Broncos are headed to the AFC Championship game. Their first playoff win since they won.
For the starting quarterback, Bo Nix, they will turn to Jarrett Stidham. We will come at this from every angle we know, but JJ, this is almost hard to find a parallel or a through line. I know there's certain instances of having to call upon a backup for the biggest game of the season in the playoffs, but to pull this fan base in this locker room from such euphoria to what they're feeling right now, how are you processing the news?
I mean, you just had a home overtime playoff victory against the best quarterback that remains on your side of the bracket. You have now confirmed that you are going to play the home AFC Championship game next Sunday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. It's the first AFC Championship game you've hosted in a decade when you went to Super Bowl 50 and ultimately won it. And you feel great about Bo Nix, who just helped you win that football game. And now, minutes later, I'm sure that there are people that are, still tailgating, that are enjoying the victory, right? A post-game party and learning about this. It is incredibly deflating. And there aren't that many examples that I can pull from. Remember a couple years ago, Brock Purdy against the Philadelphia Eagles. He's playing in that game. He winds up tearing his UCL, and there's a Josh Johnson that's in the mix there. That's the most recent one I can think of, but of course that happened in the championship game. You go back to 2007, Phillip Rivers tearing his ACL in the divisional round, but then playing on it in the conference championship game against New England, something that has never really been heard of and never been duplicated since. But this is clearly something that Bo Nix cannot play on. That does require surgery. And as Sean Payton said, he's dealt with this before. And whatever the timeline on recovery, he would not be able to recover quickly enough to even play in the Super Bowl.
Again, surgery coming Tuesday for Bo Nix, and this puts a halt to these legacy-defining drives, not just in games, Mac, but in seasons. When you look at what this robs Bo Nix of, it's just another representation that the game isn't fair to us sometimes.
I mean, that's how it is in the National Football League, unfortunately. When we play the game, we know what we're signing up for, and some things you can't control. And unfortunately for Bo Nix in this situation, this was out of his control. And hearing the news now, it almost feels like the Broncos actually lost. It's deflating.
Yeah.
It's hard not to.
A very, very emotional game, entertaining game, the ebbs and the flows, and they found a way to win on the heels of their young second-year quarterback, and now getting the news that he is done. There's no probable or questionable, he is done. So it's going to be a very, very difficult task for Sean Payton to keep the morale together for the teams. And I really appreciate and I love that Sean Payton addressed this right now. Because with them playing on Saturday, you got enough time to kind of allow everything to soak in before you get back inside the building on Monday. Waiting till Monday, I think it would have did more harm than good. So getting this out now, getting in front of it now, was very, very professional and smart of him. Yep. And now allowing the team to digest, not to mention the backup quarterback in Jarrett Stidham. Yeah. Now he understands and he knows when he goes into the building on Monday, he's operating as QB1. Heck,